Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Just want to give you all a reminder, there's a live between myself and John at Thrifty Kniffy this Sunday, 10:30 AM Central, 16:30 or 4:30 PM UK time. It's going to be the Slippy and Thrifty show live. We've got exclusive sort of giveaways, things like that. It's to celebrate John's 4,000 subscriber milestone and my 1,000 subscriber milestone. So make sure you set your calendars for that. It's going to be a great time. We'd love to see you all there. Today's video is going to be a response to a video from Jo Ventures, and he's asked to see our lockback knives. Now, being here in the UK, I don't have a tremendous amount of locking knives. Lockbacks is my sort of preference if I am to buy a locking knife. So I just thought I'd do a response to this video and we'll take a look at what I've got. So we'll jump straight into it. First up, I have the Buck Alumni. Nice little sort of fifth pocket lockback design. Have this sort of blue aluminium scales with the Buck logo on there. You can see a bit better on the back where it's not worn off. So you have that nice sort of drop point blades with the hollow grind. And of course, Buck USA made. And then the model number for the Alumni is the 524. Nice little fifth pocket carry. It's definitely a 3-finger knife. But when it really sort of like lives in my car, in my sort of glove box. It's just a small sort of easy knife if I'm out and about and I need something that's going to lock and just to do little simple jobs with, really. So there's the first one, the Buck Alumni. Next up, we have the Uncle Henry LB5. You can see this has the brass scales with the red wood. Another really solid sort of budget option for a lockback knife. This does have the 7CR blade steel. You can see you have the Uncle Henry Schrade and then LB5 on the back there. And this did come absolutely razor sharp out of the box. Not one I've used a great deal, but it does get some use. Great sort of roughly similar sort of size to maybe the Buck 55, maybe a little tiny bit bigger. Sort of between the 55 and the 112. So if you're looking to get into lockbacks and you don't want to like splurge all the way out on a Buck, this is one to definitely take a look at. Next up, I have the Oldtimer 5OTH, and this is the Heritage series. So you get the grey wooden handles, do have the newer style Oldtimer shield there. You have the Oldtimer tank stamp, and you have that D2 blade. You can see on the back here, 5OTH D2. And as you can probably tell, this is an absolute fingerprint magnet as it's polished. And there we go, you can get a better look at the finish there. Really good knife. It's one of John's favourites of Thrifty Kniffy, and it is a fantastic work knife. I can see why he loves it so much. Great action, easy to open, nice sort of pinch pull. Nail nick, but you don't really need it. You can literally just pinch where the nick is and it pulls open. It's got a great lockup, really sturdy, no sort of wobble or anything like that, and you can get a full grip on that as well. One that I'll be using a lot more as time goes on. Next up, we have a Rough Rider, and this is their sow belly lockback, so a little bit bigger than a normal sort of sow belly from Rough Rider. You can see you do have that R bolster pinched on either end with the lined, and this is part of their denim micarta range, so it does have the T10 carbon steel. You can see a bit of a patina on the blade there, not too much on this one. It has been cleaned off a couple of times since I had it. Might be a bit easier to see it that way. It's not wanting to show up on the camera very well. See, this is model number, what have we got there, 2183. So as I mentioned, it's their T10 steel, and it takes an absolute screaming edge. A really good option for a budget steel lockback is this one. It's a nice big handle. It's definitely a 4-finger grip, and even if you've got a bigger hand than mine, you can definitely get more of a grip on that as well. Really sturdy, no sort of wobble or anything like that again as well with this one, and definitely one I would recommend for anyone getting into lockbacks. Moving on now, the last 3 I own are all Bucks, and I'm not ashamed to say it, 2 of them are 112s. So to start off, we have the newest one I've picked up, and this is the 112 Slim Pro TRX. It does have that S30V blade seal on there with the Boss heat treat. So you've got 112 there and the date stamp. You have laser engraved the Buck USA and then the thumb studs. And you can see on the back there you have the S30V Boss heat treatment on that. Probably my favourite lockback knife at the moment. It's a fantastic blade seal made even better by the Paul Boss heat treatment. You can see we have the green OD green G10 scales. And these are all T6 hardware. They're all got the D-shape cut on them, so they're all fixed so they don't spin when you try and undo it. Do have a reversible pocket clip as well, and you can see the Torx hardware all on there. Really great knife. No liners as it's G10, then it can take that, so it's a nice light working man's knife. If you want to have a lightweight lockback knife and you love the 112, this is definitely one of the ones for you. One of, I think, the best they've made. Still though, is it better than the original? Definitely not. You can't beat the original. And that is what we have next. The original 112, and I have got the quick stud on this to make it one-hand opening. I know there is ways to open it without the stud, but I just prefer the thumb stud. So you've got obviously the integral brass liners there with the bolsters. Got the wooden scales with the brass pins and the steel one for the lockback. And of course you have that 420 HC Boss Treat steel. Buck tang stamp on there, 112 USA of course. And there's nothing really I can say about the Buck's edge. They do a fantastic job on their grinds, and they're all razor sharp out of the box. And last but not least, the Buck 110. What's not to say about that is the 112's bigger brother. You have that exactly the same clip point, just like on a larger scale of the 420 HC. Again, Buck tang stamp, USA made of course. Really great hollow grind, an excellent slicey blade with a really sharp piercing tip. And again, you have those integral brass liners and bolsters, ebony wood scales, brass pins and a steel pin for the lock bar support. And just a fantastic working knife. If you like going out hunting or if you want something big and sturdy on your belt, this is definitely one for you. Really great action. It holds in there firmly. It's not going to fall out in your pocket. If you shake, there's no movement. An absolutely fantastic piece. So there we go guys, that's my response to JO Ventures Open Tag on lockback knives. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one.